I got my green sticky icky sticking to my hand. Put it in the grinder and pull it again. Rolling, 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 rolling along. Rolling, 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 smoking, smoking, round my
Dude, you know what's the best, man? When you're like breaking the shit up, right? And it falls on the surface, it clumps back together again. Like, it's that sticky. It's crazy.
Welcome to Conversations While High. My name is JD. Today's subject, the Bill of Rights being smashed into itty bitty little pieces. Should you be concerned or should you just not give a shit? Joining me today is the Buddhist anarchist Nate and Witch Bitch. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, JD?
Some nasty shit. You know, the more and more of the Bill of Rights is just being, oh well, we don't need to worry about that. And then,
Well, and it's not even just that. I mean, the way people react to it, they like embrace it. You know, did you see them cheering the police in Boston?
well, because they were stuck in the situation, and they wanted the bomber found, but
But they didn't find him. He wasn't found till they lifted martial law.
they put martial law in effect. All right. So anyway, before we get into the conversation, we Boston happened, and the entire city was put into lockdown, and a door-to-door process happened, and you were entirely shut down, and you had to open your door to the police, and they come in looking. I mean, this is
Dragging
absolutely
people out of their homes.
I'm sure that there are going to be plenty of cases that come out of the police coming in and seeing something, and then they're going to use that as the opportunity. You know, let's say a cop comes in looking for the bombers, and you've got a bong on the table. You know what? Now you're arrested. You know, and
the same thing, and they get also upset. Going back to the Bill of Rights here, when you say, oh, we're gonna regulate your guns, we're gonna take your guns away, as they say, which they're not really trying to do. But why do they need to do that if you'll just open your doors and let them in whenever they want?
And we were making a film. We are making a film about that exact scenario before it was happening, just on a much larger scale, and then it happened, and we're like, damn it, it's gonna look like a reactionary type thing. But we were on this shit before.
Yeah.
Days before. I don't know what that says. We had nothing to do with it.
I had a dream. I had a dream, and I told you about it, and you're like, hey, we can make a movie out of it.
Yeah, he dreamt that shit. and then now we're making a movie about it. A short film, and it's going to be fun. But anyway, you know, when was the Bill of Rights enacted? Like there wasn't a Bill of Rights, and then all right, they decided to make one.
The Constitution's what, 1787? Because you had the Articles of Confederation before that.
Mm-hmm. But after the Constitution...
Well, you can talk anytime you want, you know.
The Constitution wasn't entirely inclusive, and the Constitution actually was like a lot of people just settling, because the Constitution is not what they wanted at all, even as they were signing it. I think that's probably why the Bill of Rights came up, because people needed to know
that their own personal rights were secured from the state.
Mm-hmm.
But all you did is you put a bunch of shit on paper
And it fucked it all up.
and made it pretty freaking vague.
Because
And now
now,
everybody wants to interpret it.
once you put that law onto a piece of paper, you've now made that piece of paper the law. And if that piece of paper is altered, that is now the law.
And that is why the law is so difficult to understand, because the language it has to be put in order not to be subjected to semantics and trying to cover every possible loophole. It becomes just
Volumes.
pointless. Yeah.
You know, there are volumes of laws, and what are laws? Laws primarily are a detailed list of things that you are not allowed to do, because even if they are restrictions or codes or codes of conduct or ethical codes of conduct, as soon as you give them credence, as soon as you give them power, then you're... Wait, I was going with a different direction with that. Shit. Yeah, they're all lists of miles long lists of things that you're not allowed to do.
Or that you are allowed to do.
What laws are that you are allowed to do?
But like property laws, there's certain things you're allowed to do without being subjected to.
Yeah, but they're just creating a confines.
Yeah, off of from restricting you from doing.
If you operate outside of these lines,
right,
then you're a no-go. If you operate inside, then you're fine. If it's constraining your abilities, then it is telling you what you can't do.
Right.
Every single law does nothing but draws a line.
Okay, I agree.
So why the Bill of Rights came about is because there's a list of things that we are allowed to do, because that's a lot easier than just looking at the list of things we're not allowed to do, because that's in volumes and libraries full, like entire fucking laws. They're fucking absolutely like insane. There's so many laws in every single different state, and then on federal levels, and then when you get into like numbers and fucking financing and shit like that, the types of laws and the volumes of books on code of conduct and how to use money.
You know, and the other thing too is it's not just like laws that you would commonly think about. I mean, there are really like volumes of really dumb laws.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're called blue laws because they're not enforced. Like there's one that's in Key West in Florida. Men are not allowed to wear red and yellow polka dotted dresses on Sunday. What's the point in that?
How things like that, how they ever came about, or it doesn't even matter how they came about, because when they came about, it was from a different mentality. What matters is that we are here now, and we should recognize that they are not things that need to be on the books, and remove them from the books. There are books, 1001 Wacky Laws. Have you ever read that? It's a fun little thing to just sit down and read. And I forget which state it's in, but in some states it's illegal. Like, you can get a fine if you give a woman chocolate for Valentine's Day, and that chocolate weighs less than 1 metric ton.
What? Are you serious?
I'm serious. I know that it's in the 101 or the 1001 Wacky Law books, which
there's one in Tampa, Florida that you can't eat cottage cheese on Thursday while wearing a dress.
We should have the good sense to take things like this off of the books, just so it's not a piece of paper in the pile. Like, what if there are 100 dumbass laws? Now, your book that has 50 pages of laws now has 100 extra pages, and it looks like this fucking thing that you got to get through, and it's filling your head with nonsense.
And you have to make people that can understand it. No, everybody needs to be able to understand. I understand that at the time it was written, not a lot of people could read. I understand that. But you didn't teach them this language. They don't understand it. It's complicated and it doesn't make fucking sense. Stop it.
English is so fucking stupid.
That's what I have to say about that. And Grant.
You know what we could do though. You know what we could do though.
What could we do?
We could, if we so desired, and had the group of people together that would give the document its power. We can make our own Bill of Rights.
Well, let's do it. All right.
We have the Bill of Rights revised.
Fuck it, well, we're gonna call it something completely different. The freaking Bill of Common Sense.
The Bill of Common Sense. The Bill of Common Sense. Odd that I probably spelled something wrong in the Bill of Common Sense. However, spelling has nothing to do with common sense. What needs to be on the Bill of Common Sense? And it harm none. Do what you will. Now, that's talking about pretty much anything that it can be applied to.
Mm-hmm.
Smoking weed.
Yep.
How am I hurting you right now?
I'm trying to entertain you. You're probably high too. It's all good.
Probably. On Xanax or something.
Yeah.
Probably. As soon as
Anyways.
this is looked at in any sort of legal, or somebody of a business mind, they're just gonna go.
What we got going on? You need to say it as you write it.
You can't delay
Emotional,
that.
financial, physical, psychological, all are different types of harm.
Yeah. That's still
That
harm.
actions in the vaguest way can be construed.
That's hurtful. You're right.
But look, we don't need that. We don't need a piece of paper. You don't need a piece of paper because all you want the piece of paper for is so that way when somebody else is doing something that they ought not to be doing, you have this piece of paper to point to. Why don't you not point to the piece of paper and you stand in front of that person and you go, oh no, you ought not to be doing that.
That would make more sense.
I'm high. That's why the show is called Conversations While High.
Yeah.
Because we are high. Nikki's so high she can't even figure out how to talk.
Repeat that last one. Let's say which bitch.
Which bitch is so high? Which bitch is so high? Stop it. Stop laughing. You gotta wait to bust out laughing until after I say it. Say it. Y'all be back like your fur. Get your face straight. Straight face. Straight face. Which bitch is so high? I forgot what I said.
Which bitch is so fucking high? She hasn't said a damn word.
Which bitch is so high she fucking forgot how to talk.
Fucking forgot how to talk.
Are you mocking me?
No.
No, he wouldn't do that.
Of course not.
Fucking me.
Oh, we got so much
I don't know why I'm so high. Maybe you said the biggest fucking baddest joint and made me fucking high.
Hey, like that shit.